Morning world, and welcome to Wednesday, September the 11th, and it's not raining. Right, bit of a late start for me today. I'm off out in a second. I've got loads of tree work to catch up with. While I've been off with bad ankle, I haven't done a lot of driving. I've done bits and bobs, but yeah, today I'm kind of back to it. So, update on the barn. Although those of you who are staying or kept up already know, all the roofing is on. That's done. I've been waiting around this morning because I thought Ashley was coming to take the nets and the scaffold down, and I promised, I said, when you come, I'll pay you, and it's done. I thought he was coming this morning. I waited, I rang him, he said, no, he's not coming till tomorrow. So that means where I can go off. I can go off and do what I want to go and do. So yeah, I'm really pleased with progress so far. Once the nets are down and everything, so I've already started thinking about things like power and electric. At the moment, we've got a little PIR halogen light up there, which is that's no use to me whatsoever now. So I think we're going to end up taking a cable up and put in a couple of IP65 or better LED strip lights or something up along that top beam up there on the wooden beam on the inside. Or something hanging down. I don't know. I'll have a chat with our Sparky. I get Matty to come out and have a look and say, right, I need to sort out some electrics. I want to put lighting out here, but I don't want to see the light itself from up in the window. I don't want to be dazzled by the light. I want it to light this area without me seeing the light. Does that make sense? And while we're at it, maybe we'll replace these old sets of strip lights. They're actually quite expensive to run now. I don't run them very often, and again, do I change the power in there? I can come in here with the cherry picker before the cattle come in. Do we then put some lights up in the two eaves of the barns up there, which should light everything up? I don't know. I mean, what would you do? We've looked at little lights here and there, but I think maybe similar to what we've got over at Dad's barn. He's only got, 3 or 4 in there, and they completely illuminate the whole thing. So maybe that's what we'll do. We'll put 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. We'll do it on separate switches. And then, I haven't got to run all the lights, but I'll have enough light if we need to do something or whatever, we can do it. So, yeah. So maybe some strips or something up in there that lights all this up. And maybe we've got the bulkhead light. We use that in the evenings. Maybe we'll change that for an LED as well. And while we're at it, we'll change the one down there, that end, for an LED. And actually also something I keep spending all this money. In my head, I'm fantastic at spending money, and then I go and look at the bank statement and go, well, yeah, maybe not. This board needs to be lifted up, because if you look at that there, someone has had a chew at that, probably got a bit of a poke off of it. Don't worry, the fuse is out. There's no power in there now. But yeah, put this up a bit higher. Still have the 2 sockets, and lights up in here, and again, another light out in here. And I was thinking at this end of putting a PIR, no, not PIR, photo cell. So that one comes on, so I'm going to put a light up in here that lights all this yard up. That one can light this and out in the yard. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just stick with for the time being, maybe I'll just stick with that one. Although I know he's going to come on early and go off late. Yeah. And I got to redo all the CCTV. Like I said, spending it is so easy. You can come in and go, oh, we could do with that, and I could do with that, and that would work well, and that saved time, and oh, that's a brilliant idea. And then you go and look at it and go, yeah, maybe next year. Rome wasn't built in a day. We'll get there, bit at a time. And you're helping me, and I appreciate it. Right, should we go and look at some trees? Let's go look at some trees. Right, it is 20 past 12. I need to get home soon. Just about to get to look at the second job for the morning. My van refused to start first thing, and I was pretty sure it was the battery. So I made a decision. I had a job to go and look at in Stroud. It was kind of our furthest away job from the farm. So I went to J.E. Clark's at Stroud, where I normally go if I want a battery. And they've now fitted a new, actually more powerful battery to the van. And since then, no problem. While I was there, I also treated myself to one of these chaps. Now, I shouldn't need that now, because I've got a brand new battery. But it's coming up to winter, and I got 4 daughters and a wife and blah, blah, blah. And I reckon that, if it's as good as they say it is, was it 160 pounds, I think, for that. But peak current of 1,500 amps. That should start the truck, probably even the tractor. So yeah, I treated myself. Early Christmas present. So, which I said to the guy there, so I bought it now, I'll probably never need it. But I've got it. Been thinking about one of these for ages and donkeys, and having a new battery to the van just kind of kicked it off and said, you know, I can probably buy it a bit cheaper online. But yeah, I'd rather give the money to Clark's than Amazon. Right, let's go and look at some trees. Right, well, we have come to St. Mark's Church in Dursley. And first job is a great big poplar. So over the last 20, 30 years, we spent quite a bit of time in here. We've done, well, quite a lot of work to that fella a couple of times, because there was a crack in that building. So we had to top out of that a few times. We've had a few others out. The last job we did down here was 2 years ago. And we had a load of self-set ash and sycamores out. Or was it just the ash? I think the sycamores might still be there. I'll show you that in a second. But I've got a yew tree to look at as well, and I think it's that one there. They want the deadwood out of it. There's the poplar with the detached branch. We actually braced this earlier this year with some cobra bracing. So a bit high up, I think you'll see it, but that little Irish yew doesn't look very happy, does he? Okay. I don't think this is going to be a big job. Are you still attached, or are you broken off? I know we got some badger activity down in here. Or always was, anyway. Right. No, you just snapped off there, haven't you? I got to watch where I'm walking here a bit, because the ground's a bit uneven. And I don't want to go flat on my face. Right. So yeah, you can just about see the cobra bracing up inside there. That's okay. Yeah. I wonder what snapped him off, because that's quite low down out of the weather. I wonder if somebody was swinging on it perhaps. Anyway, ash looks all right. So that off there, and a bit of deadwood of the yew over there. Worst part of the job is going to be carrying it all out, because it's as far away from the entrance as you can get. Unless we stack it in there, it's not much. I'll have a chat with the clerk, see if we can stack it in there. That'll save him a few quid. The bench. Right, so probably them next. I suggested to the town council to take all the ash trees down and lift this sycamore, so we could take the bottom limbs off this and the tops off these couple of hollies and the ash out, which will reopen all the view from that bench, which was the reason the bench was put there. So yeah, one day. So 1, 2, 3 ash out. That one there has got the first signs of dieback anyway. Yeah, we did a group here a year or so back. There was some more in there. We didn't kill the stumps, and you can see where they're already regenerating. As for you, yeah, you're not very happy, are you? Well, while I'm here, I'd just like to say congratulations to my mate Neil Davis. I did some of my training with Neil. He's now chairman of the Arboricultural Association, so well done, mate, well deserved. I doff my cap to you. That didn't take very long. Right, I'll go and sit in the van, write that up. I would sit on the bench and write it up, but it's covered in yew berries and I'll get a red ass. I'll sit in the van, write it up, home for lunch. Right, well, while we're visiting churches and cemeteries, I'm kind of going past it on the way home, so I'm just going to call in and see me mum and grandparents. Liquid amber's on the turn. We planted that tree 6, 7 years ago, and he is literally just starting to turn the top. So in a few weeks, that'll be reds, golds, oranges, yellows. Nice. I've just spotted the council guys up here, so I'm going to go and have a quick chat with them, catch up, and then we'll go and visit Gran and Mum. That was an interesting 20 minutes. Half an hour, as usual with the guys, so yeah. Right, let's go and say hello to Granny, Grandad and Mother. Right, went and had a chat with Mother and Grandmother. I think I'll chuck away my sister's flowers. I think they've done their bit now. Guys are making a nice tidy job of the cemetery. It's nice to keep it looking tidy. Welcome back. Mrs. P was suffering with cabin fever, so I said we'll go over and have a look at the wheat in the barn. I'm going to show her me fan. Be looking forward to seeing me fan, aren't you? Yeah.
Oh, dark.
Yeah, well, I'll put a light on.
Is there an alarm on?
No, you're right. Go on. That's our heap. So, got the results of our moisture and protein tests back today. Not great. The sample we sent in was on 15.2% moisture. We reckon, because that was taken from, say, the middle of the heap not the very back, and the first loads are coming in at over 17%, so we reckon we're going to have an average of about 16. It's too wet. And protein came back, I think Reg said 9.4, which is a bit disappointing, but given the year, how late we planted it, the amount of nitrogen we put on it, which wasn't massive amounts, and we decided ages ago that we weren't going to go for the feed wheat by putting more nitrogen because it was so wet. The liquid nitrogen, you spray it on, all right, it's kind of in the plant quite quick, but it's just constantly raining, and we kind of knew this was going to be feed wheat, and that's what we got. Well, you can taste it. That's not necessarily a good thing, tasting it. So that's air temperature.
Right.
And that's air temperature.
Yeah.
And then that's the crop temperature.
Still quite warm.
Yeah, so basically because it's 5 degrees cooler on air temperature, that's why the fans are on now, because they're sucking cooler air in. So the idea is to suck cool air in those tubes, tunnels, will literally draw air in through the crop, and hopefully draw moist, warm air out. And then I think what will happen is when it gets to a certain humidity or something, the big fan at the end kicks in.
Right, okay.
And then it sucks the air out of here.
Do the fans go down all night?
No, they will turn off eventually. I mean, what we're using at the minute, we are using. Actually, I think there's only. That's it. There's only 2 fans on. So it's just those 2, I think, are on for a minute. I don't think that one's on. Oh no, it is. No, it's 2 at the back. Oh. No, I just moved that, and that fan just. That's because he's not plugged in properly. That's why. That'll put the. Yeah, now we're sucking some diesel. Well, I don't know, unless I find out that Reg unplugged it on purpose. But yeah, he wasn't plugged in properly. But there you are. Yeah, that's some stuff I got to pick up and bring home one day. Take it to the tip. That's because I keep picking. People sit in the gateway and have their lunch.
Or have a wee, like
their liquid lunch. Yeah, well, the cyclist.
And the guy we saw out cracking open a can.
Yeah, and they leave the rubbish in the gateway. So, yeah, we'll have to go to the tips. And they're cold. Bit of wind. Yeah, but there you go. A bit more wind. All right. Okay. Right. Should we go home then?
Yeah.
Okay. Go on then. Over you go.
Little legs.
Is that what it is? No. I'm definitely better at getting my leg over than you are. All right, all right. And back home again. Right, so fans are on auto in the barn. Reg set that up, so hopefully they'll switch off when they're supposed to, but we'll see. We'll just keep an eye on the crop and just see if that temperature comes down. It should do. You know, if air temperature comes down below crop temperature, I mean, the cooler the better in some ways. And I think we've got best part of a week of cooler weather before it starts warming back up again. So take advantage of it while we can. We need to get the crop temperature down because that just reduces our bug burden. So bugs don't like it when it's cold. They love it when it's warm and moist. Whew.